I'm back with 10 tips, 10 days of self-love transformation, and this is tip 3, day 3. In the last video, I talked a lot about our mental well-being, and but I also mentioned that through my discovery of self-love transformation that there are different parts of us that we need to work on, and I've broken that down in 4 parts for my clients that are going through self-love, and that is the physical being, the emotional being, the spiritual being, and the mental being. And I touched a little bit about the mental being in my last video, and I'll go back and talk about that a little bit more and give you a little bit more details on that in future videos. But today I want to focus on the physical being, which I believe is the most obvious, and most people will say that taking care of your physical well-being is self-care. And that's very true. Self-care is definitely a part of self-love. It is not the entire self-love transformation, but it truly is an important part. Because if we don't take care of our physical being, then everything else will pretty much be compromised, right? And I think that the same goes with all other aspects of self-love, because they're all intertwined. And if one is negatively affected or deficient, it really does affect the other parts of you. So today, physical being or self-care. So I want to encourage you when you're practicing self-care is, number one, to make it a daily thing, a habit, to practice some sort of self-care. It doesn't have to be huge. When I was doing cake art many years ago, I couldn't have long nails. I didn't even have polish on my nails because I didn't want the polish to peel and then get into or ingrained into the fondant, and I may not realize it. Now, I love to go and get really nice manicure with designs and tips if my nails are not long enough, and then even pedicures because I like foot massages, and I just like to take care of my feet. I think it's important to have clean and manicured toes. So for me, that's a good example of what I do to practice self-care. But there's other things that you can do. And so you just need to look at what is important to you. Maybe what have you sacrificed for so long because of your career, because of your family, because of your education. You've been putting all of these things as priority and not putting any self-care as a priority. And I'm not saying spend, a lot of time on it, but I do think that you should spend a good consistent time into practicing self-care, because that truly will lead to how you get to strengthen the love that you have for yourself, and then eventually get to full self-love transformation. So find something that you enjoy doing and practice it, right? And it could be more than one thing: reading a book, going shopping and buying, some of your favorite things, eating your favorite dessert, hanging out with friends, drinking wine. Whatever it is that makes you feel good, your physical being feel good, then do that and practice that more and more. Make it a consistent part of your routine in your life to always focus on practicing some sort of self-care. Start small and then eventually start adding more and more things, because taking care of your physical being is extremely important. If your physical being is not strong, if it's not well balanced, then it affects all parts of your being, no matter what it is, because they're all intertwined. But your physical being is your full body, your organs inside of you. So even practicing a good, healthy nutrition is extremely important. I help a lot of my clients with finding what works for their body, because not everybody's body is the same. So not all diets will work for everybody. So I help my clients go through that if that is deficient in taking care of themselves, their physical being, and self-care. So if you are struggling with trying to figure out, well, what could I do to practice self-care? If this is something that you're deficient in your life and you need a little bit of help with it, direct message me and let me know, and we can have a conversation and talk about some other ways, or maybe you're ready to dive deeper and practice some self-love and fully feel self-love transformation. So contact me. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, practice some self-care, guys. Take care. Bye.